All right, class, it's the end of the 5-minute discussion. Can I have your eyes, please? Thank you. Much appreciated. All right, let's get right into it. Can somebody tell me what the cluster group conversations were today with the piece of paper? Yeah, Ben. Right on the money. Your assignment to start class was to talk about something you are all interested in and then name a celebrity or think of a celebrity who is at the top of that business, industry, hobby, whatever you would consider it. Does anyone want to lead off? Reggie, yeah. Ronaldo in soccer. Can't get much better of an example than that. I'm more of a Messi guy, but that's an after school debate. We don't have time to discuss that right now. Anybody else? Yeah, Michaela. Again, right on the money. I don't know if there's anybody more synonymous with their sport than Simone Biles and gymnastics. Last example, anybody? Yeah, Ryan. Gordon Ramsay and cooking. I gotta admit, I'm a big Gordon Ramsay fan. I've been watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen recently. The guy's everywhere on cooking shows if you've never been on that part of the TV network. But that point aside, I'd like to move on to my next little exercise for us to do as a class. What is the first thing that comes to your guys' minds when I say the word goals? Yeah, Marco. Bingo, right what I was looking for. New Year's resolutions. All right, we all know what New Year's resolutions are. People at the beginning of the year, they feel excited, they feel motivated. So they set these high, lofty aspirations of what they want to achieve over the next year. Now, out of curiosity, show of hands, who here thinks that most people follow through on those resolutions? I ain't seen any hands, and unfortunately, I agree with you. I think very few people actually follow through. And today, I'm going to talk about why that is. You see, we have a free day here. We're ahead of our curriculum. So I decided it would be fun to try to teach you guys a new skill that would maybe help you out in your future adult lives and in the present moment, depending what you're trying to achieve right now. Now, most people, when they think of skills, they think about something physical. But the skill I'm here to try to teach you about today is a mental skill. Because in reality, your mindset is just as important, if not more important, than the other things you consider a skill in your day-to-day life. And that brings me to today's main conversation point. I would like to talk to you guys about my favorite book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Has anyone heard about it? Anyone read it? Anybody read it? No? I get to fangirl about it? Great, works for me. So pretty much, this book talks about how the reason people who set these high, lofty aspirations on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whatever it may be, the reason they don't succeed is because they have the big goal, but they don't have an actual plan to get there day to day to day. Essentially, Atomic Habits is all about taking in what you want to do as a part of your identity, setting up an environment for your success, and doing small things day by day, getting just 1% better each day in order to get closer to your goal. I like to start with a non-human example. Let's say we're all in this room together. The room is now 25 degrees cold. I know, freezing, right? Next to me is a table and a plate, and there's an ice cube on it. If the room is 25 degrees, you can answer as a class if you so desire. Is the ice cube going to melt? No, right? I hope not, in case global warming is also affecting how we measure temperature. What about the next day? Let's say it's 26 degrees now. Does that melt? How about 27? 28? 29, 30, 31, 32? Maybe 32, right? But if a few more days go by after that, going up 1 degree at a time, let's say it's about 40 degrees now, 50 degrees now. The ice cube's going to be gone, right? So that is kind of a good example from the book about how if you make a small change or small difference or small impact every day, and the difference becomes 1% more every day, maybe you won't be able to notice a change from day 1 to day 2, day 2 to day 3, maybe for a bunch of days in a row, considering what you're trying to accomplish. But eventually, it's going to break through, and it's going to make a difference, and you're going to get where you want to get going. So now, something that's equally as important to understand as this is how habits work. Now, James Clear makes it very clear, pun intended, that all habits, good or bad, have the same 4-step process. And you can repeat after me if you feel so inclined. Cue! Yes! Crave! Response? Reward! Thank you for your droning on. I appreciate you following along with me here this early in the morning. All right. You're probably wondering, what's your point? I'm getting to it now. Let's say I'm in the shopping market, right? For reference, I have a big sweet tooth. I'm walking down the sweets aisle. I see a chocolate bar. It's my favorite chocolate bar. That's the cue. The chocolate bar is the cue. Because I love this chocolate bar, after I see it, I now crave the chocolate bar. And after I'm craving this chocolate bar, oh, I need the chocolate bar, my next thing that's going to happen is my response. I'm going to buy the chocolate bar. I'm not even going to lie. I more likely buy the chocolate bar. And then reward, I ate the chocolate bar. It tastes delicious. I'm happy. And because that brought me happiness, the next time I see a chocolate bar, I'm going to have the same cue, craving, response, reward all over again. Now, that goes for any habit. Even the most small things you do day to day. You think that it's not as deep as this 4-step process, but it is. Even the most minuscule decisions that you make repeatedly day to day are because your brain sees a cue for it, craves the thing you usually do, responds by doing it the way you always do, you're rewarded for it in some way, whether it's a good or bad reward in the long run, and that sets you up to do it again at some point, probably the next day. Now, this ties into your environment as well, because one thing Atomic Habits makes very, very clear is that your willpower will never beat your environment. Maybe once or twice you'll feel very disciplined, you'll be proud of yourself, but eventually you're going to fold. So let's start with what I think is one of the easy examples of this. Let's say I'm trying to eat healthier. Maybe trying to lose a pound or two, but overall we'll just leave it at eating healthier, right? Let's say I go and open my cabinet and there's all this food in here. Maybe there's 1 or 2 healthier snacks and there's some healthy stuff in there that I could technically eat. But if there's like donuts and Cheetos and Cheez-Its and Goldfish, I love cheese if you cannot tell, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, Michaela. No, you have to be sorry. You're absolutely right. I'm going to choose the unhealthy food because that will make my brain happier and it probably will taste better. And that's what I'm used to doing. So if I want to beat this cue that leads to the craving, response, reward, what could I do? Yeah, Blake. Very true. If I really wanted to take it to extreme lengths and guarantee I wouldn't eat the junk food, I could throw it all out. It's really easy to eat healthier when your only options of food are healthy. If I open the pantry and all the junk food is gone and the only thing left is fruit and veggies and all the other things I'd much rather not eat compared to the things I originally had in that cabinet, then I have no choice but to go step by step and improve my eating habits every day because the only thing you can do is eat healthy. It's the only food available. Let's think of another example. Let's talk about something I think a lot of people try to get into but struggle to maintain consistently. Let's talk about running, right? Why do you think some people may struggle to get running consistently every day? Let's start with the cue. Andrew. Yeah, perfect, exactly. Maybe your running shoes are in your closet somewhere. Maybe they're, God forbid, in your attic, or just somewhere that's an inconvenience to get, but they're out of the way. Running is already a challenging thing to get into day to day because it does take some physical strain and it takes a while for you to really reap the benefits of exercising every day. So if your shoes are already hard to find, you're not going on that run. How can you counter that? Maria, yeah. Perfect. Put your running shoes next to your bed, especially if another part of your goal is to get up early every day and to start your day strong. If you have your shoes next to your bed and that's the first thing you see every day, and you also have your athletic clothes laid out, you're definitely more likely to go for a run than you were if your shoes were God knows where else. Those are both amazing examples. I appreciate your guys' answers here. I appreciate your guys' critical thinking here. All right. Now, here comes to a little bit of conclusion because we have a short class today. It's a half day. Don't want to get in trouble and be talking when the bell rings. Any one of you can achieve anything you set your mind out to do. You could be an author. You could be a professional athlete. You could be a famous 5-star cook. Anything you can think of, you can do it. But it's not about the big goal. I mean, sure, that's where you hope to get, but it's about becoming the type of person who would reach that goal. If I want to write a book, I'm not going to get there if I just hope I write a book. But if I become an author and I align my choices every day with being an author, I'm going to get 1% better and get 1% more done each day. And over a long period of time, I eventually will write that book because I'm an author and writer. It's what I do. If I want to be a cook, I align all my daily choices with being a cook. I will get 1% better every day, and I will achieve that big dream because I am the person who would achieve it. You're all capable of amazing things. And that's why I like to offer you an extra credit project. I want you to get a partner. Pick anybody in the class. I'm not going to choose for you. And I want you to find somebody who has a mutual interest with you. And I want you guys to research a person who is famous in the field of the thing you have a goal to do. And I want you to make a PowerPoint presentation about that person's daily routine and some things you think you could take away from it to help you achieve your own personal goals. This isn't mandatory, but if you want to bump up your grade a little bit, this is a way you can do it. And I think it'd be a really cool way of all of you truly understanding how big of a difference that this mindset could make in your life, because your mindset is a big skill. And if you have that type of mindset, that if you get a little better every day and get to your goals, you're going to go far. All right, class dismissed.